All you gotta do is just speak. One word is enough, and I'm no longer so rough. I forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do, but you're no good for me. That's why me know what set me if it could flee. Me have to take away myself. Me have to take away myself. Me have to hide like a thief in the night. Me have to get out of sight. Me have to take away myself. I have to take away myself. I have to utilize my wings. Show the eye clean where I is. I said, yeah, I find you very hard to resist. But this relationship I'm gonna desist. But how can I face you when all I wanna do is just taste you? I know you think I play me, I play, but soon you're gonna see the light of day. Just relax, don't move an inch. I'll be gone in a pinch. May I feel take away myself. May I feel take away myself. May I feel hide like a thief in the night. May I forget out of sight. May I feel take away myself. Take away myself. I have to utilize my wings.
Greetings, kings and queens. Welcome to another Real Stuff podcast. This is yours truly, Franco. I'll be linking up with Flavius in a few minutes. And yes, we're back. We're back. So in the meantime, if you gotta get your tea, your coffee, whatever beverage that you have this time of the morning, go ahead and fill up. Because today we have a special guest. Big show coming up for you. So let me get Flavius, and then we'll be right back.
This is your very own sports, music, and lifestyle podcast with Flavius and Franco. Welcome.
Your loving it is so divine. Better keep ya on your mind. Loving one another till the end of time. Lord, your loving it is so divine. Better keep ya on your mind. In an attempt to save mankind. See Jah have the rod of correction. We cramp and paralyze Satan. We cannot be silent, have to take some action. Action. Yes, we have to tell every nation to spread more love and creation. You know we have to do it for our own protection. We need more love, not hate, around us every day. So we have to go down on our knees and pray.
Yes, indeed, the music of Rastonai, Save Mankind. We have with us this morning none other than Flavius. But remember, Flavius is all the way in Jamaica. Morning, Flavius.
Good morning, Franco. Good morning, listeners. Good morning, viewers. Today I'm seeing a bright sun peeping out at us.
You and the sun, huh?
Yes. In fact, I just spoke to Anya in Garden Town where you have all the breakaways and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And she said sun is also touching her this morning.
Sun is shining and the weather is good.
Yeah, man. So I think we are out of the woods for a few hours.
Uh-huh.
Because I'm hearing that another depression is on its way.
I heard that too.
It's somewhere near Puerto Rico now, coming along this side. So I don't know if we have to brace for a hurricane or what, but I'm pretty sure we have to brace for some more rain.
Mm-hmm.
But we need the water, so.
Yes. I mean, this time, I never expect to see so much rain this time of the season.
Yeah, well.
I was expecting it in the month of October.
Yeah, it is ending the hurricane season with a bang,
Global warming.
Yes, it is.
Change. People better believe it.
Those are the words that, are with us today, these days.
No, man,
Yep.
it's upon us.
Yeah.
Mankind no believe, well, a few of them, some world leaders
I mean,
don't believe.
There's no reason why you should not believe it. It's there.
Actually, I gotta take back that and say don't believe. Them no know. You understand me? Them no know. Cause believe to me, believe is a possibility. It exists, it don't exist. But them no know say it exists. Them in doubts, them in denial. The one them when know and don't even want say it exists because of money. Those are the ones who are very dangerous.
I'm very sorry about that.
They're very dangerous. But today we have a very important guest, Mr. Pelle Hybbinette. He's a Swedish filmmaker, and he live off the coast, on and off Barbados for the last 9 years or more. So we'll be linking up with him at 10:30, and we're gonna talk about film, photography. Actually, he's a self-taught photographer as well. So we're gonna find out, a lot of things about him this morning, and he's gonna tell us a lot of stuff about, the island, the country, Barbados, Barbados, and things like that.
Yeah, and he's been putting some very, very good work. So, exceptional work. Yes. So as the morning progresses, let's look at the Did You Know for this morning.
Oh, yes. We're going to look at the Did You Know, because Did You Know is big today. And it's something where a lot of people, some people like it, some people don't. But it's good for us.
Well, today and this week we'll be speaking about something that is very, as Franco says, very topical now, or it should be, when you have a change of administration in the US. You don't know what their policies are, especially until they actually take office. America now have a president-elect, and I don't know how that will change or shape relationship between the United States, our nearest neighbor, and our community, the CARICOM community. Over the years, there have been a lot of initiatives, a lot of different types of institutions being formed and all that to make the process of our neighborly action, how it works, especially in trading trade in goods and services, and in actual migration both ways, and trading both ways. There have a lot of institutions being put in place to kind of oversee or govern what happens there. And when you have a new administration, they will come with something different to tweak whatever is there, to work the way they think it should work. So we look forward to that. But for now, we are going to tell you what exists over the years and what exists now. And then tomorrow we're going to look at one of the institutions that we have, the Caribbean Initiative, the Caribbean Basin Initiative, which is something between the United States and the Caribbean region. So, morning, Alison.
By the way, before bringing Alison, the Caribbean Basin Initiative, is that still in existence?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
Yes, it is. But I don't know what will happen in this new administration or what tweaks they made or whatever, And we have to also look at the relationship between Cuba and the US, as Cuba is part of the Caribbean, and the Caribbean people are always advocating for a better relationship between these two countries.
Yeah, well, each administration always make changes, so maybe this new incoming administration might go back to what they had implemented before.
Yes. They definitely will have changes, and then the Caribbean leaders, the Caribbean as a bloc, will, approach the U.S. new administration and say, well, this was happening, but we don't like it, Can you change it, or can we move in that direction, or whatever? It's a two-way. I mean, the U.S. is holding the bigger stick, but we still have to protect ourselves, and we have to try the best.
Speak softly and walk with a big stick.
Oh, yeah, definitely. Definitely. So, Alison?
USA Caribbean Relations. The USA-Caribbean economic relations since 1950 divide into two periods. 1. The Cold War era, when security concerns about communism shaped U.S. policy. And 2. The post-Cold War period, when the importance of the Caribbean to U.S. strategic interests has diminished, and U.S. policy is driven by a new set of concerns. Key points. The CBI provided non-reciprocal duty treatment to a wide range of U.S. imports from the Caribbean. Consistent with the global trend toward trade liberalization, the U.S. is replacing preferential arrangements with reciprocity as the basis of its relations with the Caribbean. The U.S. has unilaterally determined the frameworks within which U.S. Caribbean relations have developed. Caribbean Map USA. Caribbean economic relations since 1950 divide into two periods. 1. The Cold War era, when security concerns about communism shaped U.S. policy. And 2. The post-Cold War period, when the importance of the Caribbean to USA strategic interests has diminished, and USA policy is driven by a new set of concerns. The Cuba trade embargo and the 1984 Caribbean Basin Initiative, CBI, were two economic initiatives that emerged due to USA security considerations. The CBI was a unilateral program of economic assistance and trade measures for Central America and the Caribbean that President Reagan established to counteract the perceived spread of communism. The CBI, which excluded Cuba, extended its programs to the Caribbean community, CARICOM, an economic grouping comprising the English-speaking Caribbean, Haiti, and Suriname. Reaction to the CBI was mixed in both the Caribbean and the United States. Although Caribbean countries welcomed both the infusion of economic aid and the trade openings to USA markets, the CBI's unilateral approach was criticized as gunboat economics and reminded the region's residents of the 200-year history of USA military intervention. Under the CBI, USA corporations increased their operations in the region beyond their long-standing and significant interest in bauxite and oil. Among the CBI shortcomings was the exclusion of textiles and apparel from duty-free treatment, a reflection of successful lobbying by the USA. Business and labor. Although the CBI did spur export production, investment, and job creation in the Caribbean, USA commercial interests were the primary beneficiaries. The CBI turned the USA. The trade deficit with the beneficiary countries of the Caribbean into a sustained surplus. Following the Cold War, USA economic initiatives tapered off, and three issues, narcotics, immigration, and most recently, concerns about preferential tax regimes, have replaced the traditional concerns topping the USA security agenda. These new issues have engendered a confrontational relationship. The USA has a certification policy that imposes financial sanctions against governments Washington deems uncooperative with its anti-drug campaign. In 1996, the Clinton administration was apparently preparing to decertify Jamaica, although the threat was not enforced. The dispute, however, did precipitate the USA Caribbean Summit in Barbados in 1997. I am Alison Goodness with today's Did You Know?
Yes, indeed. Today, Did You Know is brought to you courtesy of Slowly Jamaica, uniquely Caribbean. We have some time to spare, so before we get to our guests, I want to play this song. I know Bishop the Peculiar One, I know you're listening this morning, but you got some changes on this one, so take it away. This one is The Meeting.
Yeah, man. I'm just saying, I need a meeting. Some people might need some beating. Rhythm. Yo, me want a meeting with Andrew and Peter. Have some question, me need them for answer. Me want the two of them pan me veranda. Since it's no more Bruce and Portia. Me want a meeting with Andrew and Peter. Me have some questions, today them have to answer. Me a invite the Star and the Gleaner. Hey, TVG, send 2 news anchor. Why the poor tea coming from England? Who never born and no have no relation? Them a end up turn thief and madman. We don't want stress, send them back where them come from. Tell me when we are gonna stop split Jamaica. Tired for hear about the Gully and the Gaza. When me a talk about the two of you no better. Can't cause the kicker when the pot dead they black up. Where the money where we borrow from the IMF. Where it's spent pan, how much of the what left? When me ask questions on the play dev. Yet budget read and we have the bad debt. Here a next question me want find out. What kind of new ID you know I talk about? Me put chip in a me hand and all about. You mean the mark of the beast Bible talk about? Me want a meeting with Andrew and Peter. Have some questions, we need them to answer. Me want the two of them from me veranda. Since it's no more Bruce and Portia, yo, me want a meeting with Andrew and Peter. Have some questions, so that them have to answer. Me a invite the Star and the Gleaner. CBM, send 2 news anchor. Me understand Garvey, although me no feel so. Tell me how Manly and Buster turn hero. Them contribution to freedom was 0, so replace them now with Taki and Kojo. Michael Manley said my father born ya, but enough people left when him link up with Cuba. Remember the scandal with PJ shall waver? I shall return and him come back as we leader. One to the bunny where they borrow by Siaga. When him fi pay it back, him tell we him no member. Him left and gone, but me there still a wonder if him did ever pay back poor Jamaica. He never look back to the rest of Parliament. When the last female leader of government make sure she increase the pension payment, just so she know she a head for retirement. Me want a meeting with Andrew and Peter. Me want the two of them from me veranda. Me have some questions, we need them to answer. Since it's no more Bruce and Portia, yo, me want a meeting with Andrew and Peter. Have some questions, two of them have to answer. Me a invite the Star and the Gleaner. Hey, BBC, send 2 news anchor. Call this meeting together for the hear me. Come me attack on behalf of me country. My voice represent the majority. So me want the two of you listen keenly. We eat on a sell out with country. And the way on the misrepresent we. We eat all we God bless country. Have a set of leaders we act like Anansi. Me tired of the PNP and GLP. Tired for swap black dog for your monkey. Yeah, me tired of the crime and the poverty. God know me tired for go a bed hungry. Me talk about things people think about. And I nothing me a beg or a seek out. Me see me country a crash, so me reach out. And from me little bit, them say me have goat mouth. So me want a meeting with Andrew and Peter. Have some questions, we need them to answer. Me want the two of them from me veranda. Since it's no more Bruce and Portia, yo, me want a meeting with Andrew and Peter. Me have some questions, two of them have to answer. Me a invite the Star and the Gleaner. Hey, TVJ, send me 2 news anchor. Them say all the crime and violence is because of negligence. Them say for blame the parents. Them say we must blame the youth and have no sense. But I think it's the government, Parliament. We want betterment. But hear the statement? Yo, me want a meeting with Andrew and Peter. Have some questions, we need them to answer. Me a invite the Star and the Gleaner. ACDM, send 2 news anchor.
Bishop the peculiar one. He don't want a meeting there again.
You don't want news report or news anchor.
Hey, but the meeting no one between Peter and Andrew no more.
No, it's Andrew and Mark.
Andrew and Mark. Yeah, Mark. One. The we call it the PMP presidential leadership. I'm the leader now.
Mm-hmm.
So automatically, as you say, all right, it must be that way, but sometimes that's how they usually do. The leader of the party become the leader of the opposition.
Well, the PNP put out a statement yesterday that, or on the weekend, saying that they will. I think it was on Sunday. Mm-hmm. That yesterday they were going to send a letter to the Governor General, mm-hmm. informing him that Mark Golden is now the leader of the opposition.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
I see.
But another fight is shaping up.
And this is about what now?
I don't know. Yeah. I don't know if it's going to be a fight or a real fight or whatever. Mm-hmm. Because nobody don't know yet when Phillips is leaving his seat.
Aye, that's another thing.
When he leaves this seat,
you have to have a runoff also, right?
The Prime Minister has to have a... No, apart from that, the Prime Minister has to call a by-election. Mm-hmm. So you have more than one PNP aspirant.
Vying for that seat.
Bobby.
Anyway, let's get in. Let me get our guest right now, and then we can come back. The music of Miss Pam Hall, Want You Forever. Gonna be linking up with Pelle Hybbinette in a few minutes.
With me forever and ever. I really love you, baby. Really love you, baby. Want you forever and ever. Really love you, baby. Really want you, baby. Love I will give you is so powerful, so special. Under your skin it will flow through your veins. My love's insane. This love I give, I just can't stop. I just can't stop. It's in your face, even when you turn your back. And just like a magnifying glass, the heat that I transmit will melt your heart. Oh, I wish that you were the man in my life. I would like to take you to my home to be with me forever and ever. Really love you, baby. Really love you, want you forever and ever. Really want you, baby. Really want you, baby. Whoa, whoa. Ooh, forever and ever. Yeah, yeah. I know you're wondering why my love is so strong. It's 'cause I see something in you pushing me on. The day you try to chase my love away is when you know my love was meant to stay. Cause this love I give, I just can't stop. It's in your face, oh yeah. When you turn your back, I wish that you were the man in my life. I would like to take you home with me forever. Oh, really want you, baby. Really love you, baby. Want you forever. Ever. Really want you, baby. Really want you, baby. Love I will give you is so powerful, special. Under your skin it will flow through your veins. My love's insane. This love I give, I just can't stop. I just can't stop. It's in your face, even when you turn your back. Hey, it's just like a magnifying glass. Hey, the heat that I transmit will melt your heart. Hey, I wish that you were the man in my life. I would like to take you home to be with me forever. Yeah.
Hi, this is Pam Hall, and I'm inviting you to hang out with Flavius and Franco on the Real Stuff podcast. They're such great company.
Oh mama, mama, oh mama, mama, oh mama, mama, keep on loving me so well. I met a boy the other day, got the sweetest loving ever come my way. Do anything I say when he loves me this way. The only thing I say is, oh mama, mama, keep on loving me so well. Oh mama, mama, keep on loving me so well. You got bag wire in it, so wonderful. You got bag wire in it, so wonderful. Bag wire ever come my way. Do anything I say. But when he loves me this way, only thing I say is, oh mama, mama, oh mama, mama, oh mama, mama. Keep on loving me so bad. And you hit me with it ton, dee on the brakes. Man, you better run, come, cause I need a fix. Man, you better run, come, cause I need a fix. I sing it, ay, 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 ay. Ooh, me so bad, boy. Oh, mama, mama, keep on loving me so bad, boy. Oh, mama, mama, keep on loving me so bad, boy. Oh, mama, mama, oh, mama, mama, oh, mama, mama, keep on loving me so bad, boy. Ooh, me so bad, boy.
Yes, that's Bagwire from Sharon Forrester. We're going to ask Alison to do the honors this morning and introduce Pelle Hybbinette. Go ahead, Alison, take it away.
Pelle Hybbinette. Pelle Hybbinette is a Swedish filmmaker who has lived with his family on and off Barbados for the last 9 years. He is a self-taught photographer and filmmaker with several award-winning shorts and documentaries. The Real Stuff podcast welcome Pelle Hybbinette.
Morning, sir. Morning.
Good morning.
How you
Or
doing?
good
How you
afternoon.
doing? Oh, it's afternoon.
I'm-
Yeah, I forgot you're on the other side of the world.
Yeah, I am. Yes. It's
What's the
almost
weather like
5
over
o'clock
there?
here.
Oh, it's 5 o'clock. What's the weather like over there now?
It's dark. We're heading towards winter time, and you're lucky to see the sun. But I was actually outside working all day, so I've had a fair share of sun, which is nice.
Nice. Okay, that's good. Yeah. So as it gets.
Are you in Jamaica?
No, I am in Miami, Florida. I'm in the U.S.
Oh, okay.
Flavius is in Jamaica, so
Right.
that's how good we are.
Excellent.
That's how good we are. Well, I wanted to just dive right into your, what you really do, because you're a self-taught photographer and as well filmmaker who you do like mostly what short documentaries.
Yeah. I've been doing pretty much everything from art photography to commercial photography, and then about, I would say, almost 15 years ago, I started moving more towards film. But I always kind of started off with a stills image, but find it's easier to tell stories using film.
Okay.
Now, couple of years, I have actually started studying again. So I graduated as a worker in January of this year. So I tend to do a lot of different things, and now I've started building and renovating as well. So I keep myself busy.
Yeah, the pandemic let us do stuff that we never know we had inside of us. So creativity tends to shine out this time,
I just heard on the radio today that the number of handed in proposals to book, what's it called again? I feel my English is rusty. Book publishers has tripled.
Yes, because they
due to the pandemic.
Stay-at-home book publishers.
Yeah.
The creative side of us are coming out.
The creative side, but also the number of divorces.
Wow, yes, people don't want to see each other too much.
No, I hear in Sweden we have a vacation normally around June, July, August, and the divorce rates peak in September, which is when people have spent too much time with each other. And
okay.
And now we don't have a lockdown in Sweden. I don't know if you've heard, but
no, I didn't know that.
Our government has chosen a different path, which is basically to rely on the people to keep social distances and well, we still have to see whether it's been a good path or not. The number of cases is, as of the last couple of weeks, has been increased a lot. But I think it's the same most over Europe.
Yeah, Europe cases are increasing again.
What's the situation in Jamaica?
Flavius, what's the situation in Jamaica?
Well, we started out doing an excellent job. But after we reopened the borders, we just start increasing. And then at the beginning of August, we had a big celebration and the thing jumped. And then at the beginning of September, we had an election and it jumped again. So now we are into what they call community spread. And that is not good. That is not good. Our numbers are fairly low on the international level, but for us, it's very high. We have about 9,000 plus cases and about 200 plus deaths so far. But the government is trying to. We have a curfew going on a daily basis, and they tweak it every now and again. When a holiday comes up, they tweak it, make it harsher, so people will be forced to stay home.
Which is good.
Problem I think is discipline. A lot of people, I guess, is they can't take the confinement. So they find every excuse possible to break out, because this thing has been going on for a very long time. So that is how it is. How it is. So Pelle, tell us about your involvement in Barbados.
Well, it's been. Sorry, say again.
Now, what led to your involvement in the Caribbean in general and Barbados in particular?
Sorry, the line is a little bad. Could you repeat the question, please?
No, I'm just asking about your involvement in the Caribbean and especially Barbados.
Oh, yes. It's been an ongoing, I would say, love affair since 2008. My then wife, whom I now am divorced from, and I and our 3 kids then, we now have 4, we moved to Barbados for 7 months. She had the opportunity to work abroad for 7 months, and we ended up in Barbados, to make a long story short. We were aiming for Africa and almost ended up in San Diego, had a look at Buenos Aires, but then in the end we pretty much all of a sudden ended up in Barbados, and I much knowledge about neither Barbados nor and to be quite honest, a couple of weeks, 2 months or so, we actually hated it. It felt, well, I mean, to start off with, as a Swede, you normally like the heat. We go abroad to find sun and heat, but the heat was lethal, and there were so many hotels and tourists walking around half naked, and it just didn't attract us at all. So we actually were on the brink of giving up and leaving. But then we said, let's stay for the 7 months that we planned. And then after we made that decision, everything kind of turned from then and fell into place. And then back as a family for at least, I think, maybe 15 times. So we've lived on and off the island, and the kids have gone to school, a local school in Oistins, Christchurch. And I started shooting portraits, series of portraits, black and white, and then I shot a series in one of the fish markets. There's so many things to say. I basically
say
just
what you can say. Say what you can say. Doesn't matter. Say whatever you can say.
I just love how people interact. It's very, very different from Sweden. I don't know if I should say that Swedes are shy, but most likely if you interact with someone...
More conservative, not shy.
Conservative, yes.
Yeah, not shy, conservative.
But I also find if you start talking to a stranger here, you're very often... you are treated as a suspicious person kind of thing, or people. Whereas in Barbados, you can, or at least I felt I could start a conversation with pretty much anyone, anywhere, everywhere. And there were 3 topics that I found myself in, or there are 3 topics that
fascinate you.
They fascinated me, but they were also constantly brought up, and it was the skin complexion, skin color, colonialization, and slavery.
Okay. The 3 powerful topics, 3 powerful subjects.
Yes, very heavy, and I don't know if it was me. Or if it was the fact that these 3 topics are very rarely, or at least then, which is 12 years ago, very rarely brought up in Sweden. As far as slavery goes, something that, it was something that we studied in history books, but it was something that was taught to have happened some 100 years ago and was now dealt with.
Okay.
Whereas in Barbados was completely different. It was something that was not dealt with necessarily, or it was at least something that was very present. And also, as a white person in a predominantly black society, you're always also treated in a different way with a bit of profiling or who is this person? Is he a tourist? Does he live here? Etc. etc.
But eventually you're blending. Eventually they get to know who you are.
Exactly. And the more people I met, the more people I learned to know. As you say, the more people accept you and let you in.
That's true. Yeah. Because I'm just going to talk from what I was told. My sister, she was in Sweden for maybe 2 years, and she spent there with her husband. And as you mentioned, the time, what time is it? You said it was 5 and it's dark. She used to tell me that she would see less, like she could see the sun. The sun would come up early in the morning. And I'm like, what do you mean early in the morning? She said, yeah, the sun would come up early, and then sometime the sun would be in the sky late at night when the kids should be sleeping. While in the island, it's a different thing. We know when it's night, we know when it's daylight. But she was saying that you could see the difference with she coming from Jamaica and living in Sweden for like 2 years. The people accept her there as well, But she said what she know that if she was, say, like a white person, and travel to like Jamaica, she would feel, the way how she feels, same way as a black person living in Sweden, because it's everywhere. People don't accept you immediately. They don't, bring you into the fold immediately. Eventually, they have to get to know you, and then, they start embracing you. So I'm figuring it's the same thing you experienced while, you were in Barbados at the time when you first got there, So that's why I use the word conservative. You weren't shy. You just, make sure you were more reserved, because you were, as we would say, feel out the people them, or get to explore the surrounding. But
I think. Yeah, sorry. Continue.
Go ahead.
No, I just think that I fully follow what you say with your experience of your. Was it your sister?
My sister. Yeah.
Yeah. However, I think the difference is when people in Sweden would see your sister, they wouldn't think of slavery or colonialization, because it's not really, top of mind part of the history as far as we know. Whereas in Barbados, I think that contrast between black and white, rich and poor, it brings back, how shall I put it? Not necessarily memories, but it's something that's linked to parts of history in a way that we don't see it in Sweden. I could count the number of discussions I've had with people in Sweden about slavery on one hand.
Yes.
Whereas in Barbados, it's a topic that, I would end in conversations on a daily basis, and both my hands wouldn't be enough to count the number of, So I think that awareness or presence of the past, and
it's always in their mind. It's always in their mind.
It's always there.
Yeah,
it's always there.
But
and I also had to. I remember the first, and I'm embarrassed to say this. I am tremendously embarrassed to say this, or uncomfortable talking about it. But I also feel I need that experience, because
I didn't hear that.
Coming to Barbados,
I didn't hear that. Repeat that. I didn't hear that.
No, I said there's another experience I had.
There's another experience. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, when we came to Barbados, I remember walking around late at night in town, and I'm tremendously embarrassed to say this, but I had to really look at my own prejudice and my own fears, and I realized that living in a predominantly black society, the image had of the black man, of a black man, is so much based on American TV, like Cops or it was.
Yeah, I get you.
It makes me feel sick telling you this, but I also have to share it, because it was
that's what I'm saying.
It was very interesting.
You have to share it, because photography don't tell lie. You understand me? Photography don't tell lie. So even if you never speak it, you would see it in your in the pictures that you take of the people as well.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Because I was going through some of your pictures, and when I first saw it, honestly, the first thing came to my mind. I never mentioned it to Flavius, but I'm gonna say it. I thought you was a black man, you know, because the essence of the stuff that you capture, you know. And then when Flavius sent me the bio, now I said, oh, I had was to Google you and find. Oh yes, I said, wow. I see why he was. I see why he spent so much time in Barbados, because he's in love with the island. He's in love with the island and the people. You know, because you capture the true essence of the people, the surrounding, even the artwork. There's an artwork there with, I don't know if that's your artwork, if you actually drew that, with an eagle and a lion.
No, that's. His name is John Icebo Brathwaite.
Okay.
He is unfortunately no longer with us.
Okay.
He was one of the first Rastafarians in Barbados. He actually spent some time in Jamaica in the 70s as well. He was at the time I got to know him, he was homeless.
Okay.
And he basically funded his. I think he had a heavier addiction than I knew at the time, with rocks.
Okay.
But he funded his life basically painting restaurants and menus and it's a street painter basically, and very, very, very talented.
I thought that was your work. Honestly, I thought that was your work.
I wish it was.
That's why I said I see why you fell in love with the people and the island, you know.
No, I wish it was. But he was a beautiful person. He was. We became very close friends, and even though we come from very different walks of life, but I take your words as a compliment that I treasure dearly. In fact, some people that I have learned to know in Barbados claim that I was probably from Barbados in a previous life, and I don't know if that's the case, but it might be so.
Somebody in the chat room said to ask you a question, and the question is, ask him about his work with Queen Ifrica, the reggae artist. How was that?
Yeah.
I saw the video, but at the time when I was looking at the video, I wasn't listening to the sound because I was playing a radio. I was on a radio show, so I couldn't. Yeah. I saw the video, and good to know that the guests, bring it up. How did that go?
Queen Ifrica has been a person I look up to for a long time, and back in 2010 we were planning to go to Jamaica, and I thought it would be such a. I was shooting a documentary which is now transformed into the documentary that I'm still working on. So it's basically been a process for the last 10 years. And eventually I hope to finish it, but we can talk about that later. But I sent her an email. I found some email address and I sent her an email saying, I'm coming to Jamaica and I would love to do an interview with you. Any chance we could meet up? And it takes 2 minutes, and she sends me an email saying, "Hey, nice to hear from you. I'm on tour in Europe. Let's link up." I couldn't believe I was like, "What?"
Oh yeah,
because I was starstruck and amazed, and so we kept in touch and discussed different scenarios. And a few months later, I flew to Kingston on my own, and we decided to do a sort of studio recording setting, because to shoot because I normally work on my own. I do sound, I do directing, I do cinematography, and it's not necessarily that I like working on my own. It's more finance is often very hard to find, and I tend to find projects that are more or less impossible to fund. So as a means to kind of do whatever I want to do, I do it on my own, and if I find funding, then that's great. If not, then I'll just do it anyhow.
True.
And try and make some money out of in another way. But so I was looking around for studios. We went to Tough Gong, and they would hardly let me in the studio actually, and not shoot in there unless I paid them a lot of money.
Oh, to shoot inside there, okay.
Yeah, to shoot inside there was not an option. And then I went to Dynamic Sounds, and Mr. What was his name again? I can't remember. His father was part of the Dragonaires, Byron Lee.
Yeah.
He was the sweetest, and he let me in the studio, and it had been standing there for years and years. There was a strong smell of mold, and I spent a day or two just cleaning before before Queen Africa and Patrick came around, and then we shot during 2 days, I think it was, and I only found out the song the night before, so I didn't have sort of any plan more than the studio recording setting, and then took it from there, kind of thing. But I think it's a great song, and
about child slavery. It was about child slavery.
Very relevant, yes, yes.
Well, I'm glad.
So again, slavery comes up as a topic, which was not my, it wasn't my decision. I didn't have anything to do with that part, but it's always there. This kind of thing.
It's something that is going to be there, when it comes to people of the Caribbean. So, just telling you from now, don't feel no way, as we have said, don't feel no way if you should go to another Caribbean country, and the same thing comes up, because it's part of the Caribbean people, slavery.
It is.
Black Lives Matter.
And I think as time, but I think, and that's, I was just gonna mention that I think there's been a big change over the last 10 years since we went to Barbados the first time, and I think Black Lives Matter is one of the movements that have risen awareness, but also just racism and colonial powers, and looking at the different colonial powers, how they have worked and affected the whole world in so many different ways. We're now starting to look at it and look back and question how basically Western countries.
I would say the Europeans are more looking at it more than the Americans. You understand me? I think Americans fail to accept that they were a part of it, and it's something that exists, and it's leave a stain on people's mind. So they will tend to avoid it more than discuss it. So that's why the tension is so high in America, because they're afraid of it. Yeah, they're afraid of it. They don't want to challenge it and deal with it the right way.
Well, I think it's different too, because if you look at it, just strikes me now that you say it, because I haven't really looked at the American society that much. But the U.S. How should I put it? It's always such a touchy subject. You don't want to say anything because you're going to say something stupid. But but I mean, the colonial powers like the UK, the Dutch, the Spaniards, they traveled and got involved in slavery or divide Africa between each other, etc. Where in America, yes, you had chattel slavery, and but it's not something that you went overseas to do and then stopped. The way like Jamaica had its independence 55 years ago now?
58
no?
years.
1950.
58.
Say again?
58
years ago.
Yeah.
So that process of gaining independence hasn't happened in the United States. I suppose that would make it.
No man, the USA are in denial, and I'm saying it. They're in complete denial because they don't. It's the same British that came to the US and started the US by driving out who they saw here first. Pushed them all the way back into the hills, and then when they did enough, they put them on plantation, etc. So it wasn't no difference. It's the same British people who dispatch here and dispatch in Australia. They did it here while the British did it out of their country.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, that's the only
but now
difference.
You still have to sort of...
But it's the same set of people. They just dispatch Australia to the USA. But it's the same set of people.
But I think what I was trying to say... I agree with what you said, but I think what I was trying to say is how now, I mean, like Sweden, I'm looking at connections between Sweden and slavery. And because no one ever taught me at school about any connections Sweden had to slavery. So it's basically just recent research showing that there were quite a few connections. Now, when we as Swedes look back at this part of history, we can kind of look at it from a distance because we don't live on the same in the same country where the actual slavery or colonialization was taking place.
Exactly.
Whereas in the United States now, both plantation owners or relatives or ancestors, they have to live side by side, and I think that makes it a very different process. But I mean, just the recent election and Black Lives Matter movement, and in Sweden and Europe now, basically shining a light on racism and what part history has played on I guess privilege is the sum it up most.
Yes,
you know, we have to take that into consideration, and when I say we, I mean us as the privileged, because we as Swedes always kind of, I feel, looked at slavery as something that they had to take care of, kind of the other side, not us, but them. But in order to heal from this, and I'm more or less quoting a social scientist called Joy de Gruy. I'm not sure how to pronounce her name, but she's written a very interesting book on something she calls post-traumatic slave syndrome.
Okay, I heard about it.
In order to heal, we both need to look at what happened.
You got to talk about it. Something similar like that took place in South Africa after apartheid was abolished.
Yes.
When they decided they had to have a discussion with those who were the oppressors, you know, so people could express themselves sincerely, even though it was going to be hurtful, and it was hurtful, but they had was to discuss it. And that's why I said America is in denial. It's a discussion that they keep running from, and the more they run from it, is the more it explodes. You understand?
Exactly.
You have to discuss these things. You have to talk about it.
And it's not something you can sweep under the rug.
Because that's why I said they're living in denial. You know? You have to challenge it. You know?
Yeah.
This election was decided by 5 million people, 5 million. Believe it or not. 5 million. And that 5 million decided that enough was enough. And it include people from the other party who came over who are more conservative than what is happening, with their party. So, because their party is like a cult party now. So those who are really conservative move away from it and join forces with the Democrats to defeat this president. 5 million. 5 billion make the difference.
Question.
Yes.
What is the word I'm looking for now? The mix of people in Sweden. Is there a lot of Caribbean people in the first instance, or is there a lot of black people?
No, not a lot.
Okay.
There would be. I don't have any numbers, but the three larger cities in Sweden, Stockholm, Gothenburg, and Malmö, have of people that were born outside of Sweden. But I would say the majority comes from the Middle East, Arabian countries, some from around Europe, some Asians, and then people of color, but not very many. A few percentages.
Okay.
I have a question.
Go ahead, Frank.
No, you go. Because mine is more cultural about Barbados, and you go ahead.
No, I just want to talk a little bit more about his actual films, actual work.
Mm-hmm. Go ahead, Pelle.
Sorry, about my actual work, you said?
Your films, your short films.
Yes.
You have done a lot, several award-winning films.
Awards and all these things, yes.
Well, basically what I did is, after our first trip to Barbados, when I shot the trip, I did a short film in Sweden and got fed up with the Swedish Film Institute and Swedish film scene because it's very, I would say, narrow-minded.
Okay.
In the sense that film has to be shot in a certain way. It has to, it has to look a certain way, and it just to cut a long story short, it's a very expensive thing to shoot a film in Sweden, and then this is in 20, and the whole process going from film to digital cameras had started, and you could basically buy a camera for not a lot of money, maybe $1,000 US, and that would shoot high definition video with great images and good sound. So the second time we came back to Barbados, I brought one of those cameras and told myself I would never ever work with film again. And then one day I was out surfing and I was sitting in the lineup, all these different people from all over the world, and I realized that if I don't know anything about anyone, and I remember it was a very strong feeling I had, and I realized in order to know anything about anyone, I need to ask questions.
Yes.
I can think that I know a lot of things. My prejudice and my profiling tells me I know pretty much everything about everyone, but it's only when I start asking questions. So I shot a little test with a friend of mine, Paul Irie Wilson, who's a local skateboarder and an entrepreneur. He has a clothing and skateboard brand called Irie One Apparel. And we used to skateboard and surf a lot. And he's a one-liner kind of guy. So I think I only recorded him for about 20 or 30 minutes, and I could use most of it for his part, which was the first episode of a series I called A Day in a Bajan Life.
Okay.
And then when I had shot that episode, or I did a rough edit, I thought, it'd be nice to do 10. Because it's a nice number, but I had no idea what I got myself into, because shooting 10 documentaries is a lot of work.
Yeah.
But it gradually just kind of organically happened during the year. We were there for a whole year in 2011. One person led to the other, and I shot, bits and pieces throughout the whole year, and then I edited 10 episodes, which are 30.5 minutes each. I remember actually trying to pitch it to get some funding from CBC, which is the local broadcasting station in Barbados, and I actually found that PowerPoint presentation the other day, because what I did is I made a comparison, and this might be a long shot to follow, but I find the relationship between Bajans, between Barbadians and Jamaicans, is similar to the relationship Swedes have to Norwegians. And it's a question of self-esteem, I think. Whereas I find Swedes and Bajans tend to be a little nervous and have a minority complex. People might want to kill me after having said this, but but there's a difference between Bajans and Jamaicans, and that I remember back this time Usain Bolt was the fastest. I mean, I guess he still is the fastest man on the planet, but there's a pride in Jamaica that I felt was lacking in Barbados for some reason. I couldn't really put my finger on it. And in Sweden, I feel we also lack a sense of pride, and especially in comparison to Norway, where I think it goes back to the Second World War, where Sweden, not only did we export iron to the Germans so that they could build their tanks, etc., but we also were said to be neutral, but now it shows that we let German soldiers through the country in order to invade Finland, etc., etc. Whereas the Norwegians, they fought. They only lasted for 2 months or so, and then they were under German occupation. But when we celebrate the Swedish National Day, I hardly know what day of the year it is. And when it happens, it's kind of like something that doesn't mean that much to me.
Okay.
Whereas in Norway, the way they party, the way they celebrate their national day is something else, put mildly. So basically, I was interested in looking at the differences, and also what I did, because the three topics, again, slavery, colonialization, and skin color, they're always under the surface, but it's something that people don't want to talk about. So I had a few keywords that I used for the interviews, which was dreams and ambitions. So I had people talk about their dreams and ambitions, but then all of a sudden they change and talk about what keeps them from reaching their goals or dreams.
Okay.
And yeah, I can't really summon all 10 episodes into that particular theme, but I'm planning to put them out all online shortly and actually subtitle them.
Okay.
Because I'm hoping to shoot a second season next year. So I would follow then the 10 people 10 years after to see what's happened.
What happened after? Okay. One of the thing I wanted to ask is about the Barbados culture. What you like about it? What you really like about it? The music, the art, the people, the food. You know.
Well, that's a good question. I still try to understand what it is that I love about Barbados. Not that I can't. It just, I have to pinch my arm on a daily basis when I'm in Barbados because it's just too good to be true. Yeah. It's as if I'm dreaming a dream.
So you love it then, man. You love everything then.
I don't love everything, but most of it. but I've traveled a fair share in my life, but I've never experienced anything like Barbados or Jamaica for that matter. But I haven't spent a lot of time in Jamaica, only a few weeks. I would love to spend more time there. And I follow the Jamaican Observer now, and I've seen all the floodings in Bull Bay from Ita and.
What about the carnivals?
I've never really been a carnival person. I like watching, but I don't jump.
Oh, you don't jump? Okay.
No.
You should get some good footage off of that as well.
Yeah.
I have shot a fair amount of footage. Yeah.
So when it comes to
in Jamaica as it is in Barbados?
No, I think Jamaica own is in April.
Yeah, but
their carnival is in April, before the Easter or during the Easter season.
Jamaica is not really carnival country.
No.
Carnival is kind of foreign to us. I don't know. I
wouldn't say that. I wouldn't go as far as saying that. You know, difference of opinion. So I wouldn't say that.
No, it is not. It is not. I can tell you.
I would more say that older people don't see it that way, but the younger ones are more into it.
Yeah, they're
but
more
it's
into it
nothing like Trinidad and Tobago, or
it's nothing like Trinidad, but I would say the youngsters are into it more than the older folks.
Franco, it's a different thing from being into it and being it.
Well, Jamaica, do things different, so it's not going to be like a Trinidad or a Brazil. You understand me?
When
it's not going to be like that.
Time in Trinidad, everything, government, private sector, everything shut down.
Have you ever? And I can tell you the reason why it don't happen like that in Jamaica, because
it's only carnival.
It's a certain set of people gravitate to it.
Yeah, but Trinidad is everybody.
Because the government don't see it as an investment for them. They don't see it like that. And this is something where I'm telling you that I have heard people in the private sector Jamaica talk about, and those who push it come on national TV and said the same thing, because it more look like a uptown blend of people. You understand me? And not the mass segment of Jamaica. So that's why it's like that.
I have experienced carnival with like Trinidadians, other Caribbean people, and Jamaica carnival is just not in us like it's in them. It's a part of them. It's not a part of their life. It's a part of their being. That's totally different thing. Totally different thing.
I want to ask you two more questions. One might be a bit personal, and the other one not personal, social. Have you ever been to a cricket match over there?
Yes.
What do you think about cricket?
At the Oval. Well, I've been to one oval, and I think it's a beautiful sport, but I don't understand it. I mean, as I've had friends try to explain 2020 and so forth, and I can enjoy watching a good batter or a bowler, but I just don't. I haven't been brought up with it, so I don't really understand it.
Okay.
Not part of your culture, yes.
The next one is about the woman. What do you think about the Barbadian woman?
Whoa!
You don't have to go in details. Just one word to sum it up.
Well, what can I say? Dreamy.
Dreamy. I like that. I know that in Sweden, right? One of your major sports, which you guys should be preparing for now, is for the upcoming World Cup 22. And one of my Swedish players, you guys, well, I wouldn't say you, they left him out of the last World Cup, and I think if he was on that team, Sweden would have been maybe in the semi-finals, which was Zlatan.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, if Zlatan was there, Sweden would have been in the semi-finals. So I know Zlatan is doing good now in Italy, and hopefully they're thinking, people are saying that they should call Zlatan, but I don't think Zlatan can do it now. It might still, as him said, him feel like a 15-year-old in the body of a 38-year-old.
Yeah, he's I can't. I don't understand how he was in such good shape for so many years. It's amazing.
Yeah, he said it.
I actually sit, and I sit in my office now at home, and I live 5 minutes walk from where he was brought up.
Okay,
that's good.
And his old team, Malmö FF, which is the local city team here, they won the national gold yesterday. So
good for them. Congratulations.
Thank you.
Congratulations, and I hope you guys do well in the qualifying for the World Cup.
Thank you.
It's always a team I liked at the time.
Oh yeah,
they had this.
I love them. Yeah, man.
They had this little dreadlocks used to play for them at the time. He left from.
Yeah, Henrik Larsson.
That was my play at the time.
Yeah. He was something else.
Well, you said you're going to be.
He has always had great teams, though. Over the years.
Yeah. Good centre backs and midfielders.
Yeah.
You say you're going to be putting out these 10 short films on stream.
Yeah. I'm planning to do. Well, I've been trying to do.
Two major streamlines you can check. I'm going to give you both of them now. Netflix or YouTube stream. Yeah, they can. You should. Try see if we can get to them.
Yeah.
Especially Netflix.
It's always been a dream of mine, but I haven't really had the self-confidence to call them, but maybe one day I will.
Call them the same way you send Queen Ifrica the email. Do it. It will work.
I guess, yeah.
It will work. Because we have to do the same thing, Flavius and I. Just pick up the phone and call people like yourself, ask them to come on the show.
I'm curious to hear more about your collaboration and what you do.
Well,
so I don't know if that's the right format now for me to ask you questions.
Oh yes,
Sure.
I'm an online, we call it webcaster, podcaster, and graphics designer as well. And Flavius, on the other hand, will tell you about himself. So I've been doing this for 15 years.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's my line of work, the photography on the side, dabble in it. So I basically like to do my own pictures of entertainers to put on my website. So I would go to these shows. I do the same thing that you say you do. Send them an email or you find them number and call them. Some would say yes. Some would say meet me at the show. Things like that. So to sum it up, I'm basically into communication and a bit of journalism.
Yeah. And you're based in Miami.
Yeah, I'm in Miami, and Flavius is based in Jamaica.
So I will look you up if I get to do the
we're gonna
second.
keep in touch. We're gonna keep in touch. We're gonna have you in our contact list. So we know.
I'm looking forward to that. But also,
give you information on things as well.
One of the persons in A Day in a Bajan Life was actually from Sweden. She's a white lady married to a Jamaican banker. Okay. And she's now living in Miami, Florida. So if I get to shoot the second season, I will try and make my way over there and shoot her.
Yeah, man, and link me up.
If so, I'll definitely link up.
You got to link up. We have to link up. We have to link up. So Flavius,
and what about you, Flavius?
Yeah, Flavius going to fill you in on his bits. Flavius, his line is reconnecting as we speak.
Yeah, it's making a sound.
Yeah. So that's the connection in Jamaica. The internet is not as good now because I guess the weather and things like that. Yeah. Areas, Flavius.
So where is Flavius based? In Kingston or?
No, Flavius is based in St. Mary. In Jamaica, in St. Mary. A place named Enfield. So that's way in St. Mary. But he's a good contact to have as well. So we're going to keep it.
And how do you know each other?
He was my soccer coach from childhood day, not childhood days.
Really?
Yeah, he was my soccer coach when I was playing, like you say, business house football, which usually corporate Jamaica, playing against each other. So we have been friends for more than
position?
Midfielder. I was a midfielder.
Yeah. So you've known each other for many years.
Oh man, I've known Flavius for like half of my adult life. Yeah.
And how old are you, if you don't mind me asking?
I don't mind. I'm 59.
Yes. Oh, you sound a lot younger. Not saying that 59 is old.
No. Not yet.
I thought you were 35.
I feel like that. So maybe that's why the voice is like that.
Well, that's a good thing.
Maybe that's why the voice is like that. Yeah. Yeah, so that's all way back, Flavius and I go way back.
So you still coach football, Flavius?
Not right now. I try and advise some people sometimes, but in fact, right now I am putting together a new playing system that I want to present to the world shortly.
Okay, anything you can...
Well, we actually have been using the same playing system for over 100 years. And we haven't done any major change to it. So,
is it a coaching system?
Playing system.
The playing system.
Because if you notice, the game has become more defensive. You don't have no dribblers.
Right.
You don't have no dribblers no more like George Best used to dribble and Diego Maradona and those guys, Pele. Everybody's just
Pele.
One touch here and they play there and they turn it back to the goalkeeper. I hate seeing balls turn back to goalkeepers and then yank it upfield. Yank. I hate that. Why give the goalkeeper and you're gonna yank it?
Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, might as well you yank it upfield.
One of the major changes I'm making is about the structure, because the structure of the game over 100 years now is we started with double M and we move up to 4-2-4 and 4-3-3 and 4-2-4-4-2. But all of those, if you know anything about little addition, you'll know that only ends up with 10 people.
Mm-hmm.
And a team is 11.
Mm-hmm.
So that's one of the first changes I'm making. We are incorporating 11 people on the field because 11 people are very important. So
right.
our structure is made with 11 people. The next change we are making is that if you listen to all the structure inside, you have 4-2-4 or 4-4-2. It's a diagonal setup on the field.
Right.
But
Flavius, he's gone again.
Yeah,
he's gone again. So I think with that, we're going to end on that note with you. And we're looking forward to have you again when your short films are about to come out. And we welcome you.
I will
anytime.
make sure to send you an email as soon as I have managed to upload them.
All right. So you are take care of yourself and be safe out there as well. All right, and we
you too, and thank.
See if Flavius get back. Flavius, are you back?
Yeah, I'm back.
Yeah. So we're wrapping it up with Pelle.
We thank you very much. Thank you very much to come and share with us today. And
the pleasure is all mine.
Definitely will be speaking to you again.
Excellent. I'm very much looking forward to that. And thank you so much for reaching out. And I hope you stay safe with Ita and all the flooding.
Hey, Pelle, hold the line. Pelle, hold the line. Don't go nowhere, okay? Hold the line. We're going to talk to you after.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Excellent.
We cramp and paralyze Satan. We cannot be silent, have to take some action. Action. Yes, we have to tell every nation to spread more love and creation. You know we have to do it for our own protection. We need more love, not hate, around us every day. So we have to go down on our knees and pray. Got to be strong as we trot and go along. Keep it moving in a positive direction. Your loving, it is so divine. Better better keep Jah on your mind. Loving one another till the end of time. Lord, Jah loving it is so divine. Better keep Jah on your mind. In an attempt to save mankind. Say fire burn them red. Them a must be sick in them head. Why man a war and a shoot each other dead? Hey, stop the killing, I said. And I'm too much hungry to be fed. We need more love and compassion down here instead. Even though it rough, me say we can't
Save Mankind, the music of Rastonai. So, it's time for us to get out of here. So, Flavius, we know tomorrow we have with us Miss Cynthia. Actually, I
Miss
call
Cynthia
her Queen Lubafo.
Yes.
Will be here
Of
tomorrow.
Belize. And she's gonna speak. She's gonna be speaking about the upcoming Garifuna Women's Conference, the 20 to 21st of November. So she's going to bring us up to date where those plans are and what you can expect. It's going to be a online event, on the ground and online event for those 2 days. So Queen Labafu will come and explain everything to us tomorrow. And Friday, we're going to be having our cook and curry, Mr. Sinclair again.
Thursday.
Yeah, that's Thursday. Yeah, Wednesday we're having the Carafuna Women's Conference information. Thursday we have our cook and curry and poetry, and Friday we are back to
Asante Amen will close off
part 2.
Yeah, of
Part 2.
storytelling, talking about his music and his music collection.
Yeah.
So we're gonna ask. All right, go ahead.
And yeah, I was saying that speaking to Pelle this morning, we are hearing that even Sweden, which dealt with the coronavirus very liberally, even them are getting a second run at it now with more cases, increased cases. So the same thing goes for everybody in the world. Respect and discipline. You have to be disciplined to keep your distance, wear your mask, sanitize, and most of all, keep your home sterile. So when you get home, you don't have to worry about masks and distancing and all that. Keep it sterile, do the protocols. When you get home, you get off those clothes and you wash off anything that might have stuck to you while you were on the road, and then you are fine. Until you go back out and you come back and you do it all over again. So, back over to you, Franco.
Yeah, so with that, we want to thank all of you who take time out this morning for being here with us. Those in the chat room as well, thank you. Make sure you like, share, subscribe, and click the notification bell.
Yeah, smash it, smash the bell.
In Lubafo with our father in the Garifuna language, take us out.
You lead us so full. You belong far away away. Ajuguala lebabu seru. Lida mua, lida sungfula. Lida mua, lida sungfula.
Well, unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
All you gotta do is just speak. One word is enough, I forget what I was trying to say. I no longer do what I was gonna do, but you're no good for me. That's why me know I said me if it could flee. Me have to take away myself. Me have to take away myself. Me have to hide like a thief in the night. Me have to get out of sight. Me have to take away myself. I have to take away myself. I have to utilize my wings. Surely I leave where I is.
Unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.
But how can I face you when all I wanna do is just taste you? I know you think I play me, but soon you're gonna see the light of day. Just relax, don't move an inch. I'll be gone in a pinch. May I feel take away myself. May I feel take away myself. May I feel I like a thief in the night.
Unfortunately, this is it. Till next time. Bless.